Hey there everyone, this is Liferick. Welcome back to my playthrough of Etrian Odyssey 3. Today we are going to cover more of the 10th floor. Continue. So, yeah, I was gonna map that off screen, but when you quick save, you can't actually go back to the game. You actually have to turn off the power, and I kind of forgot about that before I started this, and I'm like, oh wait, I'm on a quick save. Well, I won't bother mapping it off screen this time. I'll just wait until I get an actual save in the game instead of these quick saves, because quick saves are kind of finicky. Plus, if I die, I'm going to go back to the save point all the way back that I used, like, the episode prior. It's not going to be pretty. Oh, and meet the killer ant. Killer ant will lure your evasion and sometimes summons guardian ants, which you do not want to mess with. Let's just put it at that. They're not hard to kill, especially, yeah, they're just not hard to kill, so I usually don't worry about them. They're usually not as much of a threat to me as they may be to you. So, yeah. Killer ants, not that big a deal. What I don't like is the guardian ants. The counterparts that they summon. I think the guardian ants are a bit harder to handle, because they raise their team's defense, and then it just goes crazy, because my first game through this, I was using a primarily physical team, except for like the fire barrage on my arbalist. So it was when those guardian ants used their defense up, it would always annoy the crap out of me because the fight would take 3 times longer. So, now with this team that I have fire, my best friend ever, and now that I actually know their weakness is fire, it's going to be a lot easier to handle them than I originally had in my first game. When you first play through this game, especially if you play it without too much help from a walkthrough. In fact, the first time I played this game, I did not use a walkthrough. I persevered the best I could. I died a lot, but I did eventually get to the 3rd stratum. Then I started the game over. Then I had my successful attempt. And then from there on out, I just started over. Then I made it to a certain part of the game where I must have thought it was too hard and continuously started over and over again. My current playthrough in my actual game is currently in the 5th stratum, about halfway through. So, that's what I'm doing on my real life game as of right now, in case anyone actually cared, which, even though you don't, I'm going to share it anyway, because I think it's a valuable experience to share. It's just how I've played through the game. It's like, first time I failed so many times, I eventually got to some point in 3rd stratum, started over. Yeah, that's how it went for me. I felt like I could have done a better job with my team, and I started over. I could have just rested them, but I decided starting over would probably help me better. And it did. In the long run, I actually finished that game. Oh, you jerk. This is what I'm saying. Like, it just basically raised the battle length by about a long time. So, yeah, this eggshell is going to be harder to kill, is essentially what I'm saying. Because it rose its defense, and gonna fling some fire at it. Amina's gonna finish it off, and the egg's at half health instead of 3/4 health. I mean, instead of a quarter health, like it would usually be. Am I sounding a little, oh, I might be slipping into my native accent. I'm sorry. And those of you wondering what my native is it's a kind of a family thing. I couldn't really explain it. It's a Native American accent. And no, I'm not going to teach translation classes. It's hard to translate too. And I know like a few words, and that's it. That's all I know about my heritage, but I have its accent. So whenever people ask what my accent is all I'm going to say is like something Native American. And I'm not even Native American. Like, I am like only 5% Native American. It's just silly. Just silly. And I'm going to leave it at that. Don't want to dive too deep into that. Oh, and Pepper was at the door. See you guys in a second. Probably going to cut the rest of this fight out anyway, but may as well get the recorder back on. Oh, it hatched. Darn it. How dare you. I think they hatch faster on this floor or something, because now it's like turn 3 and it's hatched. Usually it takes like a while before they even bother hatching. Well, maybe we'll get its item this time. Let's do this. 11860, come on, item! No. No, it still doesn't feel like giving us its item. That jerk. Anyways, if you want an example of when I slipped into my accent, go to the GIP 1 in my M5 Stuart fight on the way to the, in the last 9 minutes in the M5 Stuart flight. I slipped into the accent and said a few words back in GIP 1. Probably around the last 5 minutes of that video. If you want to hear an example of that accent and the words I speak. It's kind of weird that I would actually speak those words, though I'm more fluent in the American English. It just sometimes slips out. Yeah. It's hard to explain, so I'm just going to redirect you back to GIP 1 when I actually used it. For some reason. And I may slip into the accent every once in a while, actually, so... Now that I'm done explaining the accent, let's get back onto the game! Let's kill this dragon egg. Like, now, please. I need more fragmented eggshells. I need, like, 10, at least. Or something like that, in order to get a certain item. I don't remember. All I remember is that it requires lots of eggshell pieces. Go down this way, Oh, that was a, thing that does this. Okay. Another one of those odd triangle pillars that aren't actually triangles. You know what I'm talking about. So, this goes on like this, and that does that, and this will do that, and... Suddenly I'm using a totally fake accent. Yeah. I'm no good at Russian, sorry. And I'm not gonna I'm gonna stop saying kind of racist things. I'm gonna see you guys in bits, because you've probably seen this already. Alright, back from that. Let's go on through here. Just hinges at a corner. And lots of fire tiles I'm gonna get to mark later. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be so much fun. There's gonna be parties and games and Pinkie Pie and... yeah, and Pinkie Pie and parties and games. And maybe chocolate milk rain. I don't know. Oh boy. This is about to reach the randomness of episode 3. Just saying. It feels like it's about to reach the randomness level of episode 3. Die. Oh, it takes... of course, it's gonna summon something before I actually kill it. Thanks! I always wanted that to happen. Sarcastic. You know, in case you didn't have a sarcasm radar, which usually attributes to you being at least less than 12 years old. Most people older than 12 usually have a sarcasm radar. And if you have a sarcasm radar before age 12, kudos is all I can say. Through the door. Oh yeah, this room. There's like 3 rows of fire tile to the wall. And this is surrounding the chamber of the deep ones, as put by the Abyssal King. I don't remember what he called it exactly, like the chamber of something. That's as good as I'm gonna get, and we're probably gonna run into the worst nightmare of this floor. And I'm gonna say his name now. It's called the Cave Elephant, and I'm surprised we haven't run into one. And maybe now that I've said it, I've jinxed it, and he'll actually pop up. And that would be a chop point over there on actual land. But I don't want to touch it, because then I'd have to get my feet on fire, and I don't like my feet being on fire. It's much easier to get the outside parameter than it is to see the walls on the other side. I'm gonna tell you that much. Oh, this set. Well, I know who I'm killing first. The one that will give me an item that gives me money. Because I'm kind of greedy in that aspect. You kind of need that stuff. You kind of actually have to skip equips sometimes. This is one thing Etrian Odyssey players know. Here's a helpful tip for you who don't know. Is if you're having financial troubles, you may want to skip certain sets of armor and wait for the next better set, especially if your current armor is still doing you just fine. Pro tip, if your armor is still doing just fine, you don't need to upgrade just yet, you could probably skip a set of armor, and that will save you a bit of money for the next one. Someone leveled up. I'll keep doing anti-fire. Okay, Gandra. What are you working? Oh, right, Ascetic Deeds. Recovers HP every time you use a skill in battle. Heck yeah. Okay, Ascetic Deeds. You're probably going to continue getting Ascetic Deeds for a while. I may bump in a few levels in Attack Order every once in a while. Kira hasn't leveled yet, and you guys haven't leveled up. Alright, awesome. Generally, there's about 3 spaces between them, so the corner is this right here, but it's really hard because you have to see all the way across it. And also, Olympia won't let you go past this. In case you don't believe me, here she is. Here it is. I'm not sure whether to call Olympia she. She is kind of a feminine robot, so it makes sense to call her she. But, you know. Duty is to meet with Eldest One in the Hall of Conviction. Olympia points out a rocky wall to the north beyond Scorching Ground. The room's called the Hall of Conviction. It's your destination. Proceed. And she stops you from going to the camp spot on the other side of this. Kind of mean. And warning, do not enter the Hall of Conviction on your first visit unless you would like your party being a pile of dead bones and having to redo all of this. Then, of course, you can save your map data, which is, when I first played this game, when I made that mistake, I was like, no, all that hard work. I gained like a whole 2 levels on the way there, and when I died there, it's like, oh. And it's like, save map data, I'm like, yes, I just don't want to remap it all. Which is why I'm glad they put in the save map data thing. It's probably one of my favorite features of this game, is that it lets you save your map data even if you fail. That way you don't have to remap it all and you know where you're going. It's a very, very handy thing they did there, and I'm highly appreciative. Good game design. Thumbs up. I like how I'm killing the Lynx before the Guardian Ant gets a say in anything. It makes me feel good about myself, slightly. Really, really love the battle music. Alright, all you know about this wall is that it goes in a straight line up to this point, and it goes in a straight line that way. Yeah. And I mapped this wrong, like a boss. I'm gonna have to stop making that reference. Because it's not really, I'm getting tired of making that reference and find something else to make a reference about, eh? Oh, hey look, the wall's still going. Yeah, mapping this room is kind of not easy, and I'm still surprised. This is like our first run in from the second episode, so that I never ran into a single. You may have remembered that I never ran into a Great Lynx that episode. If this episode's gonna be probably just like that, I'm not gonna run into a cave elephant this episode. And on every subsequent try, I'm gonna run into a cave elephant. It's just like this time, nope, he doesn't need to see a cave elephant yet. We're not ready to send that out to kick his ass. I'm gonna be like, yeah. Putting some fire over there. Sarah's actually running a little low on CP. Are we almost done mapping this room? We're about halfway, if I had to judge. And we're gonna go into the Hall of Conviction in a later episode, in case you were wondering about future plans. Which no doubt somebody is. Alright, that's one down. Another one to go. It's dead. Awesome. Oh, and there's like 2 shortcut areas up around. Oh, I'm out of space? Sturdy Timber, you gotta go. Oh boy, we're out of space. That ain't no good. First of all, there's a shortcut here. We can't access it from this side. That's just an easy exit from up there, down there. So there's gonna be like a downstairs in there somewhere. Oh man. We are actually running out of space in our inventory, and we're gonna have to actually leave. Imagine that. Okay, up to this point, there is a wall there, but it indents right here. And yeah, you're gonna have to scroll the map. It indents right here, it does this, and there's a door right there. And I believe it's that for the rest. I don't exactly remember. All I remember is that, wow, that's a lot of damage tiles. I'm gonna walk all the way over here, down. Okay, now that I've mapped where the Hall of Conviction is, and I'll be able to map the rest of this fire off screen, thank goodness, we're gonna actually might have to run into one last fight before we end this off, actually. Nope, this wall looks like it just continues all the way to the door. And that's it. Oh, we're done here. Didn't run into a single cave elephant, just like in the second episode when I didn't run into a single Great Lynx. How on earth did that happen? No one will know. So, it appears firm. Let's sell all of this stuff. Actually, Let's sell all but one of each stuff. Akaton. Okay. I believe there was a way to select multiples. No. Was it R? No, it's not R. X? No. X is switching. Yeah, I have no idea. We're just gonna have to sell these one at a time. I'm gonna keep one of each in case a quest is calling for an item. You know, just in case. Stego fin, burning fur, burning fur, burning fur. It's a lot of burning fur. Black fragments. Lots and lots of black fragments. Ooh. Well, that's not as good as the Jolly Roger, so why am I going, ooh, new equipment. We only got one red fragment from the entire thing. That's kind of, I feel kind of gypped off right there. How many? Well, we got plenty of metal hyphas. We should get the confusion charm. Maybe. And eggshell pieces. And 30 timber. Alright. Let's check out quest and maybe heal at the end, and maybe then we'll end off this episode. So let's see what we got here. Messages from eons past. This is Scott, the monster biologist. My research on the fossils continues. Can you find monster bones for me? Hell yeah. Accepting this request, thank you as always. This is a request from the monster researcher Scott. You will not be able to finish this till the next floor. Scott, remember the fossils you found before? Scott is thinking those fossils are related to the monsters that live in the lava caverns. If he can research those bones, he might be able to fill in gaps between biological history. So we are wanting you to get monster bones from creatures living in the lava caverns. Here you can get these from flame lizards, those are on the next floors, cave elephants, which are on the floor we've just explored, but I never ran into one, and stegosauruses, which we've already found. It should be breezing for you. Go to it, explorers. And searching for springs. There seems there are hidden hot springs and sources in the lava caverns. I'd like someone to investigate. 2 grand in. Hell yeah. Free money. Go get that free money, boy. Well, it looks like we don't need to keep the rest of our items, so let's sell the rest of the monster droppings. New items available. Stego fin, burning fur, black fragment, Karesesh, new helmet, jackboot, stun gas. Well, it didn't take too long for us to get that. Ooh, fortune choker. Does that involve luck or tech? Items. No, accessories. Fortune choker, lots of luck. Alright. Hey guys, this has been LifeRake, and as always, I thank you for watching. In the next part, we're probably going to do more ocean now that we got the iron naval ramps. I'm shrugging, you can't see me, but... Anyways, this has been LifeRake, thanks for watching as usual, bye.